Hello there, my beautiful friend. Thanks so much for joining me today. This title, Save Yourself, I thought was very fitting for our intention today. So today I'm going to challenge you to move into your practice with the intention of quieting the mind and cultivating inner peace. We're going to start this in a seated forward fold. If you want to grab a block, please go ahead and pause me and grab that block. Would definitely help give you some space to be able to comfortably get into the position. And let's go ahead and meet in our seated forward fold. So just sending the legs out long, slight little bend in these knees. We hinge from the hips, so we're going to inhale the arms up, and then we hinge forward here, keeping the nice straight spine. And let's just bring the attention to the feet here. If you want to close your eyes down, be my guest. Otherwise, just start to give your feet a nice little massage here. That deep reverence for self is where it all starts. Because we are worthy of this time, and we are worthy of our very own peace and a quieter mind. It should be comforting to know that we are in full control of that. So just come here and think about what it would mean to you to cultivate your own peace. Take everybody else out of the equation here. What can bring you peace? Your perception is what causes you to not be peaceful. So maybe changing the way that you see something. If you get lost in the thought, remember you always had the option to come back to the breath. When the thoughts get racy and uncontrolled, just keep coming back to the breath. Nice big inhales and exhales here. One more round of breath. And we'll start to peel up. We're going to hug this right knee into the chest. Give it a big hug here, lifting through the spine. And then we're going to hug it with the left arm. Right hand goes up and around our rainbow. Beautiful spinal twist. Making sure that you're breathing, filling that belly up with air, maybe filling that thigh, touch that belly here. And an inhale brings us back around, maybe taking a little counter twist the other way. And then we'll send that right leg long, hugging in this left leg. Big hug in. And then we'll hug it with the right arm. Left hand up and around that rainbow. Lifted through the chest here. We're not collapsing into the spine. And once again, coming back to that breath, feeling that belly meet the thigh. Beautiful. Release. Little counter twist to the other side. And we'll swing these legs around, coming through in all fours position. Coming through. So go ahead and tuck those toes and send the booty up and back. Downward dog. We're going to take our spinal rolls here. So go ahead and roll forward into a high plank. Bend through the knees, arc through the spine, and send the hips up and back. Okay, let's do it again. Around through the spine, big round spine. Exhale, we arc, sending it up and back. Beautiful. Let's do this one more time together. Arcing that spine, sending it back. Very nice. Go ahead and pedal the feet here, stretching through the hamstrings, really getting into the legs. Our focus is going to be our legs today. Hero pose is going to be our end peak pose, because you are the hero of your story, not the victim. And I thought that we should do hero, because why not? That's exactly what we are. We need to be our own heroes. Stop waiting for somebody to save us and save ourselves. Go ahead and come up onto the toes. Big bend in the knees, trying to get the thighs to touch the belly and the chest. Good shoulder stretch. And let's go ahead and hop, step, jump, or slowly walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, we half lift. Exhale, we'll fold. Inhale, we'll peel all the way up to standing. Head and neck come last. Palms facing forward. Tadasana. Go ahead and take an inhale here. And we're going to inhale those arms up and overhead. And exhale them down through heart center. Go ahead and shift that weight over into the left foot. Right leg picks up. Go ahead and grab that knee. Take some rolls with the ankle here. And reverse that roll. And now we're going to take this ankle and place it near our booty here. So we're getting a nice thigh stretch. Beautiful stretch in the quads. So we're trying to pull that knee down and back. At the same time, our pelvis is trying to tilt forward, but we're actively keeping it neutral in order to get the stretch through the front of the leg. I'm not forgetting to breathe, of course. And slowly we release that leg. And we shift that weight to the right and pick the left up. Grabbing that knee, hugging it in, and then taking those ankle rolls one way. And then reverse in that circle. Beautiful. Coming in, pulling that foot to the booty. Getting that quad stretch here. Remember, neutral pelvis. Knee is actively reaching towards the ground. And then your hands are pulling it towards your booty, which deepens the stretch in the front. Big smiles on our faces. Remembering that we are choosing to be here. We are wanting to do this. We should be happy and proud of ourselves. Oh yeah, slowly release. Let's go ahead and take some knocking on heaven's door. So allowing the hands to splay left to right, maybe tapping through the thighs. This is a great activator of our kidney meridian lines. So this is a wonderful way to help your body help itself. It's amazing what simple movements can do. Hashtag movement is medicine. I hope y'all will share with me in using that, because I truly believe that healthcare is our self-care. Or I should say self-care is our healthcare. Beautiful. Bring those feet back together. Inhale the arms up. And let's cactus these arms to come down. Little swan dive action here. Inhale, we'll come up half lift. Lengthen here. Shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, we fold. Plant the hands and step it back. We are in plank here. Everyone's favorite. So let's just rock forwards and backwards a few times. And let's shift over. Right side, side plank, left hand up. If you need to bring this right knee to the mat, be my guest. And here we are, side plank. Breathing. Maybe picking up that left foot. Coming in for tree, maybe extend it. Whatever feels good. We're just going to step it to the front of the mat here. And we pivot on that back foot and lower down that back knee. You can untuck those toes and rise up to our low lunge here. Hands overhead. Pushing into these hips here. Pulling this left knee into the center line. And go ahead and bring the hands to the mat and send the hips back, half splits. Digging that left heel in, squaring off these hips. Beautiful hamstring stretch. And go ahead and roll back through our low lunge. This right hand plants, left hand sweeps up, little twist. You want to tuck that back leg, you can. Oh yeah. Hand releases to frame the foot. If you didn't already tuck that back toe, we are now to send us up and back into our down dog. Beautiful. Let's roll forward, plank. Shift over, left side, plank. If you need to take that left knee down, be my guest. Otherwise, we are here in our side plank. Breathing. Finding our inner power here. Connecting to it. Maybe taking tree or extend that leg, whatever feels best for you. And we're going to step it to the top of the mat. Lower down that back knee. Rise up. Low lunge. Marvelous job, my friend. Pulling that right knee in. Pushing the hips forward here. Big smiles on our faces. And go ahead and bring the hands to the mat. Send the hips back, half splits, digging that right heel in. Squaring off the hips really deepens and intensifies this stretch. Breathing into those tight areas. And rolling forward, left hand plants, right hand sweeps up, little gentle side twist. And go ahead and plant that hand, tuck those toes, send it back, down dog. Let's take a vinyasa. We're going to roll forward, plank. You can do knees, chest, chin, or you can push forward, lower down, chaturanga, push up, up dog. Whoo, yeah, everybody meets me. Downward facing dog. Just take you a few rounds of breath here. And we're going to roll all the way forward into our plank. Lower all the way down to the mat. Bring our arms to the mat, coming in through our Sphinx pose. We're definitely going to stretch those quads again. So bringing this right hand into the middle, reaching around for that left leg, foot, pulling it towards the booty. Chest is lifted. Deep breaths here. Slowly release that leg. Come back through our Sphinx here and move left hand to the center. Reach right around. Oh yeah. Big muscles need time. I'm pretty sure that quad is the biggest muscle in our body, along with the biggest bone, that femur bone. So we have to give this time. And we have to send lots of loving breath to that area. And slowly we release that foot back down. And we're going to push back through our seated position here. And we're going to start with hero. If you grabbed the block to sit on, you might want to grab it. If you love to do hero with me, let's have at it. We're going to do one leg at a time. So we'll start with the left leg. So hero pose is our hips seated in between our feet, right? So this is kneeling. My hips are pointed and seated directly on my feet. We're not doing this, but we're going to do it one leg at a time. But hero is when my hips are seated in between these feet, okay? So for the first leg, we're going to do the left. So we're going to send the right leg out, and then we're going to shift the hip off of this left foot, okay? So here we are. This is our one-legged hero. I know it's a really fun position. If you use the block, please use the block under your sits bones right here. This will massively help you if this is not an option for you. The block should make this possible. You could also use a pillow, and if the block is too much, try a book. And by the end of it, if you're only on a book, you could try to remove the block once you've gotten it nice and stretched out. But for right now, we're just going to sit here. We're going to be with our thoughts. We're going to control our thoughts. And we're once again coming back to that intention. How do we move on the mat that shows the body that we want peace? You know, you have to reflect on the intention to make the way that empowers you here, that makes you feel peaceful and calm. For me, it's the simple breath. Just come back to the breath and I can find peace. And if I'm in a really uncomfortable position, I can talk myself out of the discomfort for quite a while by just focusing on the breath and telling myself I'm okay. This is fine. It's going to take one more round of breath here. And slowly, we'll just take this left leg and send it out long. Oh yeah, it's going to feel good to place it out there. And then we'll just tuck this right leg. And once again, we're just going to sit here. We're just going to feel into this, noticing the emotions that arise, noticing the feelings that come up. Being that observer, not really letting them run your life and ruin your days, but instead acknowledging that thought or that feeling that comes up. Maybe thinking like, why did you just pop up into my head? What of that do I need to take and process? And what of that do I need to just let go because I can't control it? Make the choice to embrace the good. Craft your own narrative for what hope and peace looks like for you. One more round of breath here. So let's go and send that right leg out. Give it a little break before we bring on both. Now I like to I don't want to just pull my legs around here. So I'm going to come back through. I'm going to send my feet back. Okay, so like a wide-legged all fours position. If you have the block or the book, go ahead and put it here. And then I like to send my head back. This gives you range of motion. You're going to know exactly when it says no. Okay, you're going to listen to the body here. When it says no, you stop. You put the block or the blanket under it. Otherwise, you sit all the way back. If it feels good. If your body allows it, go for it. Otherwise, we're sitting on the block. A bolster would be great too. Now, let's take these hands and let's literally bring the energy here, these tight areas, and we're going to rub them. And at the same time, we're imagining these legs being filled with this beautiful energy of love and stretchiness. And we're just feeling these legs up with that energy. Maybe specifically the knees here. Imagining that energy overtaking them, filling them up, and releasing all of the bonds, all of the traumas, all of the things that have happened to these legs and these knees. Acknowledging it and cultivating the peace and the good from your own mind, no one else's. Realizing right here that we have the power to save ourselves. We have everything we need right here inside of us already. We don't have to look further than this present moment. I listen to motivation every morning, and this morning was perfect for this moment. It said that the acceptance of God's gifts are easier than to accept the peace that God has given you. And that resonated with me big time. Because He does. He gifts us all the time. And then the thoughts are, will this be taken away? Will I lose this? Will this continue? Like the thoughts just get negative and fearful, and we have to remember that we control the dialogue. Let's go ahead and push forward here. Bringing the legs around, we're going to windshield wiper them. So bringing the hands behind your back, and let's windshield wiper these legs. It's going to feel fabulous. Taking your time here, really feeling into the hips, the knees, and the legs here. And we're going to start this practice. We're going to end this practice exactly how we started this practice. So whenever it feels good, we're going to send the legs out long. It's going to feel fabulous. Really straighten the knees, pulling the feet towards the head here. Wonderful feeling. And then inhale the arms up and overhead, hinging at the hips and coming forward here. Remembering that you can make the choice to embrace the good, to craft your own narrative of hope and peace. The root of suffering is in you, just like the root of hope and peace lie in you too. So let's just come here for a few moments, noticing the difference of how this feels versus when you first came here today. Noticing the difference in the thoughts. Slowly we'll peel ourselves up. And we can come into a nice seated position here. Go ahead and bring your hands at heart center. Thank you so much for sharing this time and this space with me. I hope that you receive all the benefits of this practice, and I challenge you, be the hero, save yourself. Namaste. My beautiful friend, thank you so much for joining me today. Hope that you enjoyed this. I hope you found this as a fun process of uncovering again all of the layers that are deep within ourselves. Remember, you choose who you are. The world does not get to choose who you're going to be. Have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you back on the mat.